Hi, Aaron Robinson here with John Nix at Coldwell Banker, and we thought it'd be fun to kind of do a quick video about the three great reasons to live in the forest. You know, John, it's funny how things are moving nowadays, or people kind of are looking at the trees as the great promised land. You know, that's where people want to go, and some don't even realize why. And I noticed as we talked, there's some things that people really uh, would love to know. And so we thought we'd kind of make that a piece. So, John, what do you think? What are the three things that people should know?
Well, let's see. A couple things that come to mind, and probably they just spawn out of why my wife and I moved here in the early 1980s. The Black Forest is under a master plan, which calls for properties to not be subdivided down below 5 acres.
Hmm.
It's also zoned RR5, most of it, which is rural residential, which means that you can have things like a horse or a 4-H project or chickens, but at the same time, many of the projects out in the Black Forest have covenants to prevent things like salvage yards and those types of things of going in. But the key is that under the master plan, you're not going to ever have a condominium complex go up on your border.
Yeah.
And if you want a horse, if you want something to keep your daughter preoccupied during her pre-teen and teen years, it'd give her a place to come home and groom her gelding and keep from having the studs chasing her around to school.
So land is good for
Land is
for
good.
the kiddos as well.
That's
All
right.
All right.
That's right.
That's good to hear.
So, it just allows you a lot more flexibility
Yeah.
than if you're living in a tight, heavily covenanted neighborhood where you don't have the flexibility. That's the beauty of living out here,
Yeah.
is the flexibility it gives you with your kids. Having them on projects, or maybe a Boy Scout that has a target set up for his bow and arrow. Just all kinds of cool stuff like that.
You don't see that in town.
No.
Yeah.
I guess another thing would be the water situation out here. We're over an aquifer called the Dawson Aquifer, and it's lenticular in shape. It's deepest in the center, and we're over that sweet spot. And it's great water. We have friends that actually come from in town with their jugs of water and fill up in our kitchen tap because they don't want to drink the chlorine from
Right.
town.
Yep.
So that's just a huge benefit as well, just being able to live off of a well, which are sound and which don't have
Sounds
any
daunting.
problems.
It sounds daunting. To
Yeah,
have a
some
well.
people probably feel that way in the beginning, but the well history out here is great.
Yep.
The maintenance on a well is fairly minimal.
Yep.
We have great companies out here that service them every 3 to 5 years, whatever's necessary. But it does give you that pure, clean, snow melt, Rocky Mountain water
Wow.
that hasn't been treated and doesn't have any chemicals in it.
That's excellent.
Let's see, a third thing. You asked for 3, is that correct?
Yeah.
Have we got 2 out of the way?
We got 2 out of the way.
The third one, as it comes to mind,
Yeah.
would just be probably the fact that we have such a huge diversity of wildlife out here.
Yeah.
We're on some migrations in portions of the forest where you get a lot of elk. They don't stay here year-round, but they'll migrate through here. A lot of deer, as mule deer, which is totally different from whitetail, which a lot of folks from back east would get.
Yeah.
Antelope stay on the fringes. They're more of a wide open, sort of a range type animal, but you see them on the edges of the forest. We get a lot of fox and some bear. We get a lot of a squirrel called the Abert squirrel, which is a little black squirrel with tufted ears that is known to live only in ponderosa pine areas. So
wow.
we got a lot of really cool stuff out here that you don't get elsewhere.
It's a beautiful area, and as you look at the forest, you have any questions about it, I'm sure John and myself, we'd love to chat with you and help you understand just the benefit of living in the trees.